So what's been happening to the price of coffee? It's behaving irrationally, much like the cocoa market has been. On September the 16th to December 23rd, it dropped suddenly by over 17%. And then the following week increased by 8%. It's a huge swing. And this has been put down to weather. We think the market is overreacting to the weather and perhaps not taking all the risks into consideration. So when the price dropped by nearly 20%, this was reported due to the good rains. And there were good rains in Brazil. Then, when it increased, this was due to a lack of precipitation also in Brazil. And again, there was a lack of rain. So that initially appears to be correct. But when you look at the data, this is not rational at all. So when we map our weather data, we look at the rain in Brazil in the coffee regions. We mapped the regions. And yes, there was an increase in rain in Brazil in September. And it was quite a lot as a percentage, between 50 and 100% depending on your count. But it was only 10 millimeters. So 10 millimeters is not going to make a difference into the yield. Then when the price rallied, this was put down to a decrease in rain. Well, it was the dry season and there was a decrease in rain. It was about 60 millimeters, so it went from 80 to 20 millimeters. It's now approaching one of the lowest rain for that particular season. But the market only rallied by 8%. So it dropped by nearly 20%, but then failed to rally by the same amount, even though the risk was greater than the previous reward. So that's quite a strange behavior. So these graphs here show some of our more detailed analysis. And the first one is showing the analysis of the increased rain at the beginning of September. The second one is showing the decreased rain. Now, we don't actually think there's any real net risk to the yield at the moment. And when we look at the R number, we've got about a 0.2 correlation between this weather and a change in yield. And our models are about 95, 96% accurate at this particular time. So we're fairly confident that it's not going to have a risk at the moment, either of increased yield or decreased yield because of the rain. But if the dry weather does continue, there will be a drop-off in yield. So at the moment, it's too early to say, and the market isn't responding correctly. For more detailed analysis, you can see all this data on our platform, CropGPT.